everyone, it's Kristen. I am back. I'm sorry I wasn't here on Tuesday. Tuesday was just, there was so much going on and I was just so tired and yeah. Anyway, I hope everyone had a happy Halloween and a blessed Samhain. I am going to go through and show you some of my favorite video games today. So, I love my PS3. The funny thing about that is, I actually bought it because I became obsessed with this one game, which is Lollipop Chainsaw, and it's just, I had to buy the Japanese version because it's got special stuff that you don't get in the American version, like the pink sparkly blood. It is a zombie hunter game. I guess I probably should have led with that. She fights, she's a cheerleader, okay, and she fights with a bedazzled chainsaw, and her life is lollipops. Like, you have to collect lollipops and lollipop wrappers, and that's how you get your life. Your life is gauged on lollipops, so that's why it's Lollipop Chainsaw. And there's pink sparkly blood, and she uses her pom-poms to distract the zombies or to, like, stun them, and it's really cool. It's a completely different zombie game, and I absolutely love it. I never really liked zombie games before, and this one's just, it's completely different, and it's amazing, and I love it. And this was the reason I bought a PS3, was so I could play this game, because I found out that in order to play the Japanese version, you had to either have a Japanese Xbox 360 or like a converter, which buying the converter is pretty much the price of a new Xbox 360 these days, so it didn't really make much sense. And I missed having a PlayStation, so I went ahead and bought the PS3, so then it opened up a whole bunch of different games that I could play. And Sony doesn't usually region lock their games, which is why a PlayStation worked for the Japanese version, whereas the Xbox didn't. And then I have Alice Madness Returns. Hi, kitty! I have Alice Madness Returns, and it is a, like, scary, not very scary, kind of creepy, like, steampunk version of Alice. And this is the second game. There's the first one. It came out years ago. It was for the computer. But if you buy the Alice Madness Returns, you get the other one with it. Like, they had to adapt it for the PS3, so the controls are a little bit weird, but you can play American McGee's Alice, which is the first one. But with this one, the artwork is amazing, and I absolutely love it. It's simple but challenging. Like, there's some spots that are really challenging, and I had to get my boyfriend to help me or my bestie to help me because I couldn't do it. And they hadn't even, like, played the game. It was just, okay, these are the controls. And they're like, oh, here you go. I'm like, how do you do that? You haven't even been playing the game as long as I have. But that's just, you know. I have a friend on Facebook, and she was actually stuck on one of the levels on Alice. And she said she had to get her boyfriend help with her. And I was like, yep, I've had to do that too. And she's like, how do they even do that? They haven't even been playing the game. I'm like, I don't know. I was like, well, you know, I guess that's why we keep them around. So that's the joke on that. I love it. Then this other one is Tales of Xillia. And it's kind of one of those explore everything games. It's a fighter game. It's a role-playing game. It's a lot of fun. The beginning it starts off really weird. The beginning is really weird and it doesn't make a lot of sense. Just because of the way it starts out. There's this kid and he's walking along, and then there's this woman that breaks into this research facility, I think it is, and he ends up going in and helping, and the beginning is just really weird. It doesn't make any sense. I already said that. I keep saying that. But she explains along the way and it makes sense. The main character, Mila, this girl, and then the guy that I was talking about is right here. His name is Jude. She's actually like a goddess or something like that, but she took human form so that way she could come and do this. Like there's something on Earth that she has to take care of, so she ends up like fighting with magic and fighting with like her spiritual self, but something happens in the very beginning and her celestial being, her spirits, her help, ends up disappearing somehow. And so then you go on a quest to go back to her homeland and get them back, and they didn't come back, so something was wrong. I'm explaining this very poorly, I'm sorry. But awesome game. Then I've got a couple of I just did my PlayStation. Nintendo DS games. This one's actually a 3DS game. It's Fire Emblem Awakening. There's actually quite a few Fire Emblems. The first one I believe was on the GameCube, and I believe we have that one. I want to say we have that one. We've got quite a few of them. I have the newest one, which is Fire Emblem Fates, Birthright, and Conquest. It was this 3-pack. The way it works is really interesting. You were born into one family, but then the other one kidnapped you, so then you ended up being raised by this family, and then so it's like, okay, well, who's your real family type of thing. So that's actually one of the things, is you get to choose if you want to continue fighting for the people that, you know, you grow up with, but technically they kidnapped you, or if you want to go back with your original, you know, birthright family and fight with them, because the two are at war for one reason or another. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's been going on between the two. So it's really fun. But this one was the first one that I played, was Fire Emblem Awakening, and it was, I fell in love with it. I was addicted to it. It was actually kind of a joke with my boyfriend and I kept telling him, no, I'm not addicted. I was like, can I borrow your DS? I want to play your DS. And he actually let me borrow his DS, and I got really upset because it died, and I didn't know if a normal DS charger would charge it or not. So I got out a normal DS charger to try to charge it. I was like, oh, and I even looked at like the little game cartridge, because nope, not in there. Looked at the little game cartridge because they're different for DS versus 3DS. 3DS. See, it's got that little blip right there. And DS, no little blip. So, like, if you try to put this into a normal DS, which is used for this, it don't work because it doesn't have the extra little, yeah. That's how they get you. That's how they get you. So, you can't play normal DS. Well, you can play normal DS games on a 3DS, but you can't play 3DS games on a DS. And I was very upset about it. And I was just like, eh. And he was like, oh, so you're not addicted, but you tried to do this? I was like, yeah. So that was kind of a joke. It was, you know, that's the game that I'm not addicted to. That was kind of fun for a while. But he ended up giving me the charger for his DS so I could play more. I still haven't beat that one. I'm bad about starting games and getting addicted to them and then not finishing them. I don't know why. But when I got my PS3, I had several games, so I would like jump between games. That was kind of fun. So the next one is, it's a 3DS game, but it's also like a Wii U game, Super Smash Brothers. This one is a party game, which is why I decided to put this one in here, because not everybody's going to be playing one-on-one or two-player. This one's a party game. And the cool thing about it is you have the Wii U, so you have your gamepad, and then I think you can have 3 controllers, something like that. You can use several different kinds of controllers. I'm pretty sure you can use the nunchucks if you want for like the actual Wii, or they have the game controllers. You can get, I think it's up to 8 players. I'm not entirely sure. It probably has it on here somewhere. Yeah, 8. You can get up to 8. You can even use GameCube controllers on this, it looks like, which is pretty cool. But only 4 will connect to the Wii U. But if you have it for the 3DS, you can play on your 3DS, which the weird thing with that is the controls on the 3DS is different versus the controls for the Wii U. So I got used to playing with the 3DS, so I've gotten to where I only play with the 3DS, even if we're playing on the Wii U, because I'm used to the controls on the 3DS. So then it just gets really weird if I try to switch, because then you're trying to fight and it doesn't work. Yeah, this is a fighting game. It's Super Smash Brothers. Most of you probably already know what Super Smash Brothers is. Basically, it's a compilation of like all of the Nintendo characters, and you pick which one you want and you fight each other, and it's a lot of fun. It took me a while to actually decide I liked it because I couldn't get anybody that I liked fighting with or that I did well with, and then I got it for the 3DS and I was able to play it on my own with my own skill level without, you know, all these people that are super experienced trying to beat me up, and I'm like, I can't play, I keep dying. No, I got to play it on my own and figure out what characters work for me and, you know, how it plays best for me. So I highly recommend, if you're going to play Super Smash Brothers, to play it on your own first, or at least, you know, get somewhat of a sense, unless you're, you know, one of those people that picks up a video game and you just know it like that. I'm not that way. I'm not. Like, I love video games, and I am a video game nerd, geek, whatever you want to call it. I love video games, I play them, but I'm not a natural. I have to work at it. I have to actually think about it and learn the stuff, and yeah. So if you're like me, I highly recommend playing on your own before you decide playing with a group. Or teaming up with somebody strong, but I mean, even then, you're still going to be dying all the time if you're not that good. Then I've got some Wii games. And one of the reasons I have this one in here, Donkey Kong is my all-time favorite video game. It has always been my favorite video game. I have here the Wii version, Donkey Kong Country Returns, because I know not a lot of people are going to have the Super Nintendo. I still have a Super Nintendo. I still have everything. It still works. I have a little dinky TV in my bedroom just so I can play on the Super Nintendo, because I'm not going to play it on this gigantic flat screen. It's going to blow up the picture and it's not going to look very good. And I mean, you don't need a big screen when you're playing on the Super Nintendo. But I do have Donkey Kong Country, and I have Donkey Kong Country, I think, 2 and 3, and I have Super Mario Brothers, and I've got quite a few games for it. But Donkey Kong has always been my favorite game, and so I have it on the Wii. I got for my birthday the Wii U version, the new Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. It's a lot of fun as well. They are both 2-player games. Well, you can do 1 or 2-player, which is really cool. Most of the games are 1-player. Like Lollipop Chainsaw, Alice, and Tails are all 1-player. Super Smash Brothers can be 1-player, or it can be a party game, a multiplayer game. Donkey Kong Country can be 1 or 2. Then I've also got Rayman Origins, which can also be 1 or 2-player. I fell in love with Rayman on the first PlayStation, you know, way back when it was the very first Rayman game, and it's pretty awesome. They changed the artwork and they changed the gameplay a little bit, but it is still definitely Rayman. It's Rayman Origins is a platform game, whereas the original Rayman was, you know, an explorer game, kind of like some of the other ones. Donkey Kong is also a platform game, in case you didn't know. I seem to like platform games. I like platform games. I like explorer games. I like challenging games, like mind challenging games. The puzzle games, I guess, is what you would call them. They're fun. But then I've also got Rayman Raving Rabbids 2. Actually, I have Rayman Raving Rabbids, Rayman Raving Rabbids 2, Rayman Raving Rabbids TV Party, Rayman Raving Rabbids Travel in Time, Rabbids Rumble. I think that might be it. I have a lot of them. That happened because I was in Colorado for, which this is another party game. It can be 1 player, it can be 2 player, it can be all the way up to 4 players. So this is another party game. It's one of those stupid, like, pointless games. Well, Rayman Raving Rabbids and Rayman Raving Rabbids 2 kind of have a point. Rayman gets kidnapped by these giant stupid bunnies and he's trying to escape, and that's what the first 2 are about. And then TV Party is he got trapped in the TV and he's trying to escape from the TV, or is it the rabbits got trapped in the TV? I don't know. Anyway, he got away from them and then now he has to battle through the TV or something. Anyway, I learned of this game because I was in Colorado for one of my cousin's graduations. I don't remember if it was Hillary or Hannah, and they were playing it and it just looked like so much fun, and I ended up playing it with them and it was just like, oh my gosh, because it's just like a bunch of stupid little games. Like it's a bunch of them all at once. There's this one thing where it's eat as many beans as you can, and then you fly across the screen on your flatulence. So the flying across the screen, the race depends on how well you do at eating the beans in the first round. So that's weird. Then there's also like this singing portion. Like you can do like the drums, so you use your Wii Remote and your nunchuck and you beat on the drums, or you can do the singing, or you can do, and then there's also dance moves, and then it's just kind of a bunch of little silly randomness games, but it's very fun, and you get to dress up your stupid bunnies, and there is even a TV show called Rabbids. It's Rabbids. Rabbids. They're not rabbits, they're Rabbids. And they are, like I said, giant stupid bunnies, and they're hilarious, and I love them. And that's another one of those games that I never actually fully completed. TV Party, I got really, really, really close, but I couldn't defeat the last level. My timing was never right. So that was kind of sad. I was a little upset with myself about that, but I got close. So yes, that's all of those. I talked a lot about different games. I don't know how many of you are video gamers, but those are some things. And I tried to pick a couple from each platform. Oh, I guess I didn't do any Xbox 360 games. Oops! I'm more of a PlayStation girl than an Xbox girl. I like Nintendo. I like Nintendo and PlayStation, which PlayStation would be Sony. So, I mean, Xbox games are cool. It's just, I prefer the others. Kinect games are really fun. I have a few dancing games. Those are cool. Okay, so, Wreck This Journal. I'm going to be starting next week. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to do, I don't know, a page or 2 a day or something like that, and I'm gonna record myself doing them, and then I'm gonna put them all together and release them. So I'm gonna be doing, I don't know, 10 pages a week or so. That's going to be coming out next Thursday. So if you guys want to do this with me, you can get deals on it, you can get cheap versions of it. I mean, I think this says it's $15. I did not pay $15 for this one book. I think I may have paid $15 for the 4 set off of Amazon, and I had Amazon Prime and, 2-day free shipping. 2-day free shipping, and it got here like super quick. So, I mean, and then you would have all 4 that you can do with me. But anyway, this coming out next week. If you want to do it with me, get the book. Alright. So, that's about everything there. So the word of the day is technically 2 words, but it was a video game term. There's another kitty. is a video game term that not a lot of people, I think, would know. I mean, if you're not video game savvy, it's open world, and it's kind of like what I was explaining earlier, those games that they're free range explorer games. The way it's defined is a type of video game where the character can roam freely around an environment. So that's one of my favorite style of games, is you have a mission, but go have fun. You know, find everything you can. With Tales of Xillia is an open world game. You have missions and you fight monsters, but you also get more points if you go around and search everything and find all of the items. So that's what an open world game is. I hope you guys enjoyed that one, and I will see you next week. Bye!